time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Well, a very happy hello to you, and welcome to yet another edition of your show. My name is Gary. I am your host, and around here, this show takes on a different form each and every day, and that's what makes it stand out and be different, because that's what we're all about around here, especially when you have the balls to go live Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. As far as we know, the only people doing it originating out of Saskatoon, which is a very, very, very cool thing. Mondays around here, we have a female tone. I'm not sure about a fun title for it, but there's something along the lines of Female Mondays. It'll be better once we have another meeting to discuss it, but that's when Emily, May, and Brooksy stop by. Tuesdays, we have the All That Angst podcast. Thursday, we have CTV's Matt Young, who stops by. We do some video game stuff. We do some local sports stuff. Friday, we have the Friday Fun Table. And on Wednesday, which is today, we also have a table. And we're going to introduce you to it right away. But first things first, we got to get right into this, as she has somehow hit her mark yet again. She was walking back and forth around here trying to seduce everybody like she always does. But then once this thing starts, she's always there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Maggie Cam.
The lights come on.
That's it.
Maggie shines brightest.
She's hiding behind her awards. We've been saying five-time award-winning camera right here, the Maggie Cam. And then we even got an award-winning Maggie handler. Look at him go.
Oh,
well
look
done,
at
Dragon.
that.
It's like playing with the baby. It's like, look at the camera, baby. Look at the camera. The Maggie Cam, for our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. When you walk through those doors, Leroy is their greeting dog. He'll walk you up to the till. You'll say hi to Rochelle and or Mike. They will guide you through the greatest shopping experience of your life. If you go there after hours or on weekends, you'll say hi to Kirsten, Shar, or Chris. They will give you that exact same incredible service. It's unbelievable how good these people are here over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. And then, once you get into it, we're talking new clothes, all the hottest fashion in the pet industry, all the toys you can handle, treats galore, literally buckets of treats strewn throughout the entire store. So as you're shopping for something else, you say, ooh, some treats. Very fun. They have the dry food. They have the raw food. If you're looking to get into the raw food diets in the fridges at the back, they have all the latest fashion when it comes to leashes and collars, including the brand new buckle ups, which are absolutely amazing. I have a Marvel one right up here, but they have the Simpsons, they have SpongeBob, the Flintstones, it's all there. And with this being poop pickup season, they got those poop picker uppers that are very, very cool, all different types of those. And when you're all dirty after all that, the greatest cleaning station in the entire universe waiting for you right there at the back, right beside those fridges with all the raw food in it. I'm telling you, this cleaning station's second to none. It works so well. They have a nice harness that you can just secure your animal inside, and then they got the soap. You do the soap, then the water, then they got the blow dryer. It's all there and contained in a big, beautiful, giant sink. It's incredible. It's fantastic, just like our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. I gush about them because they're so amazingly good. And not just the business, but the people. Yeah. You know, we make these connections, we meet these people, and I met them years and years ago when I was still with the radio. And ever since I said, no matter what happens in the rest of my career, I'm always going to come to you guys because you've treated me so well. I'm going to stop talking to an empty wall here and introduce the panel for today. Now, normally it's the all the way around table, thanks to our good friend Adrian, the Canadian, who is just about to get on an airplane here. He's already in the airport. He had to go through security, 4 o'clock. And so he wanted to sneak on for one final quick one, but he did drop off some stuff. And we're going to show it to you here right away. So we don't got him. We don't got Curtis Anderson. We don't got Coach Mazer. We do have one. And we have a fill-in who has filled in before, and a guy who we love so much. Ladies and gentlemen, from Staying Wild.
Hey, you got it.
I love it so much. On TV, as well as one half of Recovery with Cal, 1/3 of the Water Sliding Bros, a beer review show / seasonal, I guess, series? Just get to the names already. Simon Hyde and Seahawk! Woo!
You know, if you change the last letter in Callum to a P, he becomes call up. which is what we do, he joins the show. This is how my brain works with words. We call him up, he comes in and delivers the gold. It's like Tom Hankey coming out of the bullpen to...
Is that the same as like the utility
man? He
No,
remembered it.
well, I mean,
Call
utility is also very valuable.
Okay, yeah.
But the call up is like,
This is
you know,
baseball talk, right?
Yeah,
boys?
exactly. We
Check
call
out-
him up.
check out this baseball sentence. So you're raking in the minors, hey? Say AA, AAA ball.
yeah.
Guess
Yeah.
what? You earned a call up. Come on up. We'll give you a couple games. See how you do.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're already awesome and you've been called up. So that.
Augustin Ramirez of the
And
Miami
the more time
Marlins.
I get called up, the better my chances.
Oh, see how about your hat? Can you tell me a little
That
bit about your
is
hat? Watch this.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Wait for it. He just put it on.
I think I'm just like floating in this thing, man.
I'm not saying
like
this for
it.
any reason, but I have a big melon. If there's a large head or a large hat lying around that no one's gonna wear, I mean, you're looking
I
at a guy
think
who's
it's
like
right
7
here, man.
5/8 right here.
I can confirm for anybody who ever thought that stuff, existed with foot size. Not true. I'm a
Yeah.
size 13 and nowhere else. So I'm sure it's with hats too. That's what I tell myself anyway. So these hats right here, Adrian, before he went to the airport, stopped by and dropped off some
That
gear
is
for us.
amazing.
The Road Runners. You see this?
Okay,
Look at this.
where are they from?
Research Lower Plenty Road Runners. Baseball club established 1955. I told him, I said, dude, I don't know if the shirt's going to fit, but I'm going to put it up on the fence so we can show it off. These are his parting gifts for us.
That is such a random assemblage of words.
Isn't that amazing?
Research, lower, plenty, roadrunners.
I feel like
yeah,
it's
it
an
was just like
Australian
flipping
thing,
through the
yeah.
dictionary. Boom, boom, plenty, roadrunners.
But like the logo.
Love
hey?
you, Adrian.
Everyone loves,
That's so
everyone
awesome.
loves
I like
Road
it.
Runners. Look at that bad boy. Look at him. Just,
I like the colors. I like.
it's
Really nice.
Was
I
this
thought
like
you were wearing
maroon?
like an old school like Washington, the football team, the
Oh,
team
right,
that,
yeah.
That we
team
can't
they
say the
used to
name
be.
of, yeah.
We're not going to say the name because it was a
of course.
terrible name, and thank God after like 50 years
boy,
they
oh boy.
changed it.
Did
but
they ever try not to? Too?
But man, sure looks like that.
oof, man.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised it's
definitely
1955 established in Australia.
coming. See now,
Like when I think of Australia, I don't really think of baseball.
well, that's the thing because it's not that big there yet.
It's
Since
growing. There's some players.
Since Adrian the Canadian moved there,
Liam
he's
Hendricks?
really been pushing it. I knew you could name a couple. You knew it.
The big rookie for the prospect for the Guardians, Travis Bazzana, #1 overall pick last year.
Huge.
Australian guy. He's going to be awesome.
This is why we
Really?
bring in
Yeah.
Simon Hyatt.
Oh,
I,
jeez.
if I was a better host and was more prepared, I would have asked Adrian about the significance. But I guess he can explain next week. He's very
he'll
excited
be
to get back
back.
on.
Cool.
And we're so grateful that we got to have him in studio a couple of times. That was very, very cool.
Sorry, I was looking at your hat. I know.
Oh.
I'm pointing over here.
Well, normally we got
I'm just trying
Dragon
to
on the ones and
distract
twos today. Well,
Gary.
yeah, Dragon every now
Yeah.
and then he pipes up, and I want to make sure he is heard because he's my sweet, beautiful dragon.
What I was going to say about your hat, looking like the former Washington football team name. I have a hat that's a Chicago Cubs hat. Of
course.
That it's like, well, I have 1,000 Chicago Cubs hats. It's like they have the City Connect thing.
Yeah.
Wrigleyville was the thing with the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
And Chicago has, on their city flag, they have like a big red star. It's like a big thing. If you go to Chicago, you'll see this flag everywhere. So it's the Chicago Cubs C, and it's got the star in the middle. And it's been pointed out to me that it looks so much like the Conservative Party of Canada logo, which I did not realize until a friend of mine pointed out. It's like, I mean, not that I'm tipping my hand.
Is there anything that politics doesn't touch?
I
Like
mean,
we try so hard to say no politics.
even
no
if that
religion.
were
Do you
my
think there was like a
party-
big a big Cubs fan that was like, "Hey,
I'm going to sneak this in
I
real quick
kinda
for
like-
my preference.
this logo"?
Yeah, and I mean, judging
So
by Cubs
sneaky.
ownership, it's not impossible.
Hey.
Anyhow, so that hat hasn't been worn.
I forgot about those City Connects. Hey, like the Jays had the Skyline one. It was like
Yeah.
black and I thought
They're
they were
rocking
pretty
those
cool.
ones this
That
year.
was
They
pretty
change
cool.
them up like every 3 years because I think that's the deal with Nike is they have to change up the alternate jerseys.
Yeah, you don't want it to.
Got to sell more stuff.
Don't want it to get stale.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I got a question about hats.
Prove it.
And I think I saw a Maze with a hat. I think it was a Barry's hat.
Oh,
And I was
yes.
like-
yeah, he wears a Berries hat.
And I was like, man,
also a big hat
that I thought like the beak looks smaller, shorter. Are beaks changing?
I think they can be wildly different. Like,
Like
one of
just
the ones
looking
I
right
got-
now, like look at how formed that is. Like
I
you self
hit my
self
mic.
formed that, right?
Yeah, I
little
think
bit?
this one came curved.
Okay.
But I have
There's
definitely
one.
self-formed. I bought one at spring training when I was there last month. The Cubs one. It was
So
totally
jelly.
flat brim, and I can't rock those.
That's it.
I can't do it.
See, do you want to
So I
switch?
had
I
to
think
do
this one
the-
might be smaller. He's just worried
wanna
about all the
switch?
swimming in there. Yeah. Send
Wanna
her
Does
on
that,
over.
what's,
try?
oh, this is large
Send her
XL.
on over.
What's this one say? Large XL.
Perfect.
It does feel a little bit smaller. Hey, maybe I'll curve it. Maybe
It's the product
Make
Gary
it your
uses
own.
in his
No,
hair.
it
It's
doesn't
shrunk
work.
it down a little bit.
Could you imagine if I used any product? I don't know what would happen. Same with my beard. Apparently, if I did, like, I put every birthday and Christmas and any other time, I'm always getting beard stuff from people because
Yeah.
I have a big beard. So it's like, obviously, this guy needs beard stuff.
Well, you got it. You got to.
Yeah, that's it. Uncle Mike's All Natural Products.
Yeah.
Use promo code DAM20, 20% off your order if you head to the website, unclemikesnatural.com. And, well, he's got all this stuff, right? But I never get into it because it's always just been an organic grow. Everything here.
But
is
you
just
don't have
organic grow.
the skin. You don't get the itchy skin
No,
underneath.
but
Wow.
and the reason is I used to, like when I used to
Crisco.
shave,
You're just smearing the Crisco on every night.
something. I needed something. Be like Kramer on Seinfeld. Just butter myself up until Newman looks at me like
We'll
a
come and
turkey.
picture you like a turkey.
Oh man! But the reason I grew the beard was because whenever I would shave, I would break out like a
Oh,
zit
sure, I get
everywhere,
ya.
like horrible.
Yeah.
So I just said, "Why am I even shaving, man? Like, let's just see what happens."
Well, and it works
When
so
you-
well.
and then you
it looks
get-
so good.
You're so kind. Once you get through that itchy phase like you're talking about, though,
Yeah.
it's good. So there's no itch in here. Everything's nice. There is, it's very unkempt. And I do have, by the way, Heartworks this Friday. TCU Place, the place to be as we help out our friends again at the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center. I will be hosting the big event. It's an art show. It's very
Oh,
cool. Local
cool.
artists coming in and they auction off a bunch of the art and we
I
make
think
a
I
bunch of
hosted
donations.
that once. It's a
so
really
fun.
good night.
Yeah,
It's a
so
lot
fun.
of fun.
Yeah, and when I MC these things, I like to make sure I look good, right?
Yeah.
So I
Right.
I have to go and do something about this at some point in the next couple of days before that. So I think on Friday I'm
You
gonna
can go like a ponytail or something like that.
well,
for
yeah,
your
the
hair.
hair is fine. Like everyone's accepted the fact that this is never like getting cut again because it stopped growing. So once I cut it, it's like Samson, right? Like I lose all my power. So the hair is gonna be there. But yeah, you just put it up in a little pony, slick it back, and it's just this. So I gotta reel this in so I can look somewhat professional for the big MC
Well, you
job
might
this Friday.
want to go check out Uncle Mike's and, just for your special occasion, throw some of that.
Put something in there? Some
Yeah,
product going?
some of that
Maybe
all
I'll do my
natural
first
product
ever,
in there.
Conditioner, some wax.
I'm trying really hard to not spend money, so I'm trying not to, go and get all this done. So I'm thinking I might do my first ever self trim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's going to go, but there will be some Uncle Mike stuff involved. No, you don't think so?
Feedback from the booth is negative.
Well, Uncle Mike can't trim it for me. He's not a face trimmer. Okay, well maybe.
I don't know.
Hey, can we go back
Hey,
to?
is
Sorry.
there? I'm just thinking. You guys got me on the baseball scene, and I'm
Excellent.
like
Let's
pretty
never leave
new baseball dude.
this.
Is there any baseball guys that rock beards or long hair?
yeah.
Is that a thing now?
why do you
Brandon
think-
Marsh is the first one that leaps to mind. From the
Johnny
Phillies.
Damon was my
Johnny Damon.
favorite of all time.
Pre-Yankees, of course.
Exactly. When he was, what did he go? Did he go Cleveland, Boston, Yankees? Is that what it was?
He was originally an Kansas City
When he
Royal.
first came, he played for a bunch of teams. but
Oakland
he
maybe
did
too?
All of this until he went to the Yankees, and the Yankees makes everyone shape. So you can't have any of this with the
What?
Yankees. Yeah, but everyone else, like Marsh and like all the
They
guys
changed it,
over the
though.
years,
The Yankees have updated the policies
He
now.
broke this- yeah,
he
you
broke
can
the
now
news
have
for
a
us.
beard
Just-
as long as it's like neatly trimmed. And now, so there was this thing a few years ago where, like, if you go to a visiting city, I think it's in Tampa. Anytime you go to a visiting city, they provide your bat boy for you.
Yes.
And they this awesome shot of the bat boy with hair like this, but didn't have the beard. But this year, because the Yankees have changed their policy, he's now also rocking this.
Good
he looks,
for him,
You
man.
look like you could be the bat boy for the Yankees when they go to the.
Could you
to Tampa.
imagine another team? Like you're not even a bat boy for your team. You're a bat boy for another team, and that organization tells you to shave.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like I don't work for you, bro. I work for these guys.
Yeah.
It's like, well, actually, no, you don't.
You're wearing the Yankee uniform.
The
The boss wouldn't like it.
Speaking of bat boys, the great Drew Remenda, my mentor coming up in this beautiful city, the Drew Remenda
Such a
Sports
great
Show,
guy.
him and I just clicked instantly.
Wonderful fella.
He once had an opportunity to be a bat boy in San Francisco.
Really?
The stories that like once he gets back and settled in, I'm going to drag him in here just to tell some stories, because just by being with the San Jose Sharks, he's had so many opportunities through so many other sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking football, we're talking baseball, and I believe it was a spring training game or a preseason something, but the team had asked if Drew wanted to be a bat boy. And he laughed in the face of management, said, never would I ever want to do such a stupid
What?
job. And if you know Drew, it makes sense, because no, he's not going to sit there uncomfortable on a little stool with a ball glove and a helmet on waiting to catch some balls. It's just not in his DNA.
I thought
So-
the bat boy was like, you.
Or sorry,
Get-
not
get
bat
to-
boy, the
the
foul
ball
ball
guy
person. The
down
foul
the
ball
line?
person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, not
okay.
bat boy. No, bat boy runs back and forth. No,
Yeah.
we don't
What's
have
the
too
bat
many
boy
adults
do?
doing the bat boy stuff.
Bat boy's like runs onto the field and grabs the bat
and
once
runs
you get
back.
chucked.
It's actually a job that even a dog could do. They've had dog
they
bat
have had
boys who
dogs.
run up and grab the bat and run back to the bench.
I always like the.
I was thinking the foul ball people.
The tennis.
Yeah.
net people?
Again, Kramer, yeah. That's it.
I don't know what they're
It comes
called.
back to same.
Ball
boys.
collector? Ball boy?
Ball boys, ball girls.
Yeah. So it's sort of the same thing. But Drew Amenda was offered to sit on the side and be the guy on the little bench who did the foul ball thing.
And
he
nothing
just,
else. That's a
he's-
gredo seat to
Well,
watch a
and
game.
I told him, I said, how could you not? He's like, do you know how stupid I would look? It's like, because Drew is a very classy guy. He's all about fashion, all
very
about
true.
looking good and feeling good. So it wasn't really in his, repertoire
Yeah.
to do it. But I got mad. I was like, man, if I ever had an opportunity, I'd be out there so fast. That'd be so fun.
I love about Drew that he's willing to tell these stories. Like you're right, he's got a million of these stories. I've only met him
So many.
twice, I think,
Oh.
but he's got great stories. In contrast to someone who I'm not going to name,
Uh-oh.
who used to work on the
Uh-oh.
coaching staff of a certain local team,
Uh-oh.
who at one time in his life was somewhat of a deal in the city of Chicago, where the
I
Cubs
know exactly
happened to
who
play.
you're talking about. Yeah.
I have no
And
idea.
he got to
know.
sing the seventh inning stretch when he was there, and I was
Sing
just
it?
like,
Amazing.
yeah,
That's what they do
he
at
was
Wrigley.
in so every seventh inning stretch, they
Yeah.
bring up like a
Celebrity.
celebrity into the booth
Oh, okay.
to lead the whole crowd in the seventh inning stretch, and he got to do it. And we had done our interview about this sports team, which we won't mention, and I won't mention who this person is. And I was like, "So I hear you got to do this. Can you tell me about that?" And he's like, "Yep, I did it," and then just walked away.
You want to hear another story?
Is
about
it the same person?
Yeah. I
For
was
the
doing
unnamed
a-
franchise?
I was
What's
doing
the song? Take me out
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
ball game.
That's it.
Okay.
And like all the celebrities sing 'em. I was doing post game for a hockey game here
Yeah.
in town, and I had this big, beautiful. I call it my bearskin coat.
Oh, okay.
You've probably seen it. It's like brown, like tan brown, that has a huge, fluffy, like super comfortable like collar all the way up and around. So I call it my Bane jacket as well.
Nice.
So it looks like the jacket that Bane wears in Batman fame. Like,
Sure.
doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Like that Bane.
Nice.
And so I roll up, and I'm about to start. I was late for the scrum, so I was about to ask a question. And he looks at me and goes, "What the F are you wearing?" I was like, "Well, it's my bearskin coat. You like it?" He goes, "No, I hate it." I said, "Okay." And I just turned around and walked away. I was so embarrassed. I didn't even try to get any tape. I got back and told the boss, "Yeah, no tape." But dead-eyed me. Like,
Wow.
you look like an idiot. Like, I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I think our stories are...
There might be
Yeah,
there might be some overlap there.
yeah. Either way, the point is, Drew Amend is the greatest of all time. And if he could come on here and tell the stories instead of being the on-camera guy, it's solid gold. Every single thing. His connections that he has, like
Yeah.
his friends, it's just unbelievable. The guy's amazing. So I'm working on getting that started. Once he's comfortable and good to go, is because you spend a whole season away, you got to catch up and do all your stuff when you get back. So that's sort of where that is at. I thought I heard you
where
take
is
a breath.
Drew-
I did too.
Where's Drew Amend at?
Well, he's just finished with the Sharks. And then he comes home. Yeah, so
He's a play-by-play guy.
well, he's a
Gotcha.
color guy, and he's done all this stuff. This is my point.
'Kay.
We'll stop talking about it. I just texted him on his birthday. Same birthday as my dad. Like my dad is my dad, and then Drew's like my mentor dad. My sports dad. So it's really
Yeah.
funny to have the same birthday. So I always remember it. And we told each other we loved each other, and so
that's
when he
nice.
gets back soon, we'll get him and the boys in. His twins.
Say
James
hello
Donovan
for
are
Simon
associated.
when
Of
you
course I
speak
will.
to him.
And he always remembers everybody too. That's the other thing. He
I
remembers
remember
the little guys.
the first time I interviewed him, I think it was early in his broadcasting career, and he came back for something. And, when you work in local media, like, there are some people that really love being recognized. They thrive on it. It's the thing they live for.
Yeah.
I don't really care about it. It's nice. I never knew what to say when someone said, "Oh, you're the guy on
I hate
TV."
it.
And
I
it's
hate
like,
it. I absolutely
yes,
hate it.
I am. You're
That's
correct. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to, because you don't want to just say thank you, because they might be
It's
following
weird,
that
right?
up with, "Well, you suck,"
It's awkward. Yeah, the setup.
which I've never
all
had.
that.
People have always been very nice when they
'cause you're
take
very
time to
nice.
say hello, and I'm always happy to chat, but I don't really know what to do. And so, but I remember introducing myself to Drew, and he said, "Oh, of course I know you, Simon. You do such a great job. I watch you all the time." And
guy.
that sort of thing just makes you go,
Guy. That's
"Sure,
it.
Amanda."
That's why he's the best. Man.
Yeah.
He all the time at the station. Whenever he'd come in, he'd just come down and sit with the boys. Like you just hang out with the crew in the newsroom. Like when you're a host, then there's like newsroom. These guys do all the work, so you can go up here and do this. He sits right with all of us.
That's awesome.
He was man of the people. That's how I became, well, the moniker of man of the people, is because it's never about me. When people come up, oh, you're the guy. No, like I was so against it to the point that it was one of the main reasons I got let go from my job, because I refused to put a spotlight on me because I'm not comfortable with it. I don't like it. I like to show off everyone else. Look at how cool all my friends are. Like, look what these guys are doing. Look at what he's doing. Look at Staying Wild, bro.
Wild.
You know, we got all this stuff, so it's just very relatable when you talk
I tried
about
to find Staying Wild
Here we go. That's why you
the other night, and I don't know if because you said it was on Nat Geographic, right?
So here's the thing. Yes, I did say that, and that is correct. It's on
Okay.
Nat Geo Wild, but only in the States. City TV has exclusive rights in Canada.
Gotcha.
So if you're in the States, which, you know, anyone be tuning in from anywhere, Nat
yeah.
Geo Wild, and it's actually a different, the show's called something different in the States. It's
saying
called
that.
Okay.
Wildlife
Confusing.
Rehab in the States.
Which I have seen before.
Yeah.
Like just thinking about it, I've seen that.
So it's great that it's playing there, but yeah, here in Canada, right across Canada, it's called Staying Wild. New episodes premiere every Monday night, 10 p.m.
We're gonna get more.
Nice.
Into that. I'm
Okay.
gonna get this live read out of the way right
Do
now.
your live
Sure.
read.
I love reading these.
And then I want to talk for 5 seconds about Pet Planet.
oh,
And then
whew, we're getting everything
Yeah.
today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for our daily live read. This is good. Look at that. You can even see it up there. Well done, Dragon. Spring into your dream home. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Spring is here, and so is your chance to find the perfect home. With mortgage rates coming down, now is the ideal time to buy. Mob Llorente with TMG, the mortgage group, works with multiple lenders to find the best mortgages for you. Saving you time, money, and stress. I just love that line because it's so stressful nowadays, this time of year. And this is what we're talking about. Whether you're self-employed, a first-time buyer, or have credit challenges, he is always there to help with 24/7 personalized support. And the best part, and I love this, his services are completely free. Plus, he'll continue to assist you long-term with refinancing, renewals, and mortgage strategies. Mobley Llorente Mortgages made simple. Call him or text him anytime at 306-370-5804. And
those are the
before-
kind. Sorry.
Oh, go
No,
ahead.
you go ahead.
No, hit me.
That's the kind of thing that if I was looking for mortgage help, I'd be willing to pay a significant amount of money. What you're telling me, this is free? No money.
Right there. Yeah, and we were actually talking about how it's done.
Go
and it's
talk to 'em.
And yeah, there's a lot of like interesting stuff that goes into that. So after hearing that live read, if you think your business, your organization, your charity, anything that you're into will benefit from being here, being on a stage that has the voice directly linked to Saskatoon, to our beautiful city. We are hyper local here, and we have the ability to support you. All you gotta do is just send us an email. We even have a song that we sing every now and then. Do you remember the song?
I don't, and I don't like singing.
Well, neither do I, and yet here we are. I know
And I'm
Seahawks
lying a
all
little
over
bit. I
the-
kind of remember.
Well,
it,
you know, I'm the call-up guy.
Hey, this is where you shine. We're gonna knock this out of the park. All right, here we go. On 3, 1, 2. I guess I gotta say, just send an email to contact@dufferinave.com. That is the email. This is the theme song. Pretty good. Pretty
I
good.
will interpretive dance.
That was awesome. I was noticing that. All right, now we're gonna throw it at Seahawks' face here.
I'm going to pull it across me.
On 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Get out of here! Oh, you pulled it. I like that.
Hear you.
Just what's that? Foul ball, foul tip.
Yeah.
Just a little bit
Out
out
play.
there. That's one for the ball.
That's
the ball
the
guy.
one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
catching.
Drew
Yeah,
would have
there
been
you go.
fielding that
could have been
one.
Drew.
Yeah.
Dufferin.com, the website you can also check out, as Royal Anders has done a bunch of great work over there. All right, you were going to talk about Pet Planet. Talk to
Yeah,
me, Don.
so, and this is the other thing, another reason you should advertise is in addition to getting the great reads from Gary, I will occasionally want to go off on tangents about how awesome the sponsors are, and you can also get that if you join the incredible Dufferin Ave Media Network.
My man.
Pet Planet, they've got, you mentioned the dog wash.
Yes, it's so cool.
I feel like for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, between snow melting, between pouring rain for a day, I have spent about half of my waking hours wiping down my dog.
Yep.
This service is so valuable. Try and keep it, like, I mean, even if you wipe it down, it's still dirty. It's still getting dirt everywhere.
Everywhere.
My wife is complaining,
Yeah.
not to make her sound like a 50s housewife, but the floor, it's filthy now because Lucy comes in and runs around before you get her wiped down and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, go to them for that. And
so cool.
also, the poop cleanup. Okay, I was doing a backyard cleanup. getting rid of the dead branches and a tree that fell over. And I was like, okay, I'm going to
where this
wheel
is
my
going.
green bin back. And I like start walking down the sidewalk beside my house, and it's like, well, I'm not walking down there because it's covered in poop from the entire winter.
Yeah.
Which my wife claims she was going to clean up.
Ooh.
That's a whole different matter. But
Dude,
man,
that's 2 complaints in like a
if
minute.
you can,
Be
no,
careful.
zero complaints about my wife. And the good thing is, she watches and listens to 0 things I do, other than staying wild.
yes.
She loves staying wild.
Of course.
But,
Hey,
yeah,
what
I'm
if
calling
you
it ball
went
games.
to Pet Planet, got these like, you know, I bought her a gift.
The scooping. That would maybe be
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. less
How
subtle.
would that
than
go
maybe
over?
I mean, her birthday is like 2 weeks away.
You could get one for yourself too.
I could.
Just so it doesn't seem too obvious.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got 2.
I
always
guess the
good.
good idea for her birthday would be if I were to buy that and then I actually did that job.
That
Yeah.
would be beautiful.
We'll
She
see.
would probably love that.
Yes.
We got a couple
I think
weeks
that's
yet.
pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the
Let's go with that one.
Yes.
all the way around table, minus the all the way around, which is Adrian the Canadian. He is currently going through security right now, heading back to Australia. Coach Mazer and Curdy Anderson also out for today. We have the Seahawk filling in along with our mainstay, the great Simon Hyatt, who is about to tell us more about staying wild with our
Oh,
friends
sure,
at
yeah.
Living Skies Rehab Facility.
Yeah.
As you aren't just a part of this, you were telling us you wrote the episode.
Yeah. So each season of Staying Wild. Sorry, I thought we had an incoming.
Always do.
I don't. That one wasn't
The
on you,
only
Gary.
spot he comes in.
Man, you could. I don't think you would have got the job as the foul ball boy.
Thanks for reminding me, Cal. That's very nice of you. So how the hell do you write an episode of a show like Staying Wild?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting process, and I mean, a year ago, I didn't know what the answer to that question was because I came on at the sort of towards the end of season 2. My good friend, my best friend Jackie Kripke
Yeah, shout out
approached me.
Jackie.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
And said like she essentially dreamed this show up, launched it with her partner in life, partner in business, Damien. They created the show along with Jan and everybody at Living Sky. And they launched this thing, just dreamed it up, sold it. It's an incredible success
Love
story.
when people create like
Yeah.
that. So cool.
So they did the first season, and then second season I came on, as I was saying, sort of towards the end, kind of more helping out with more post-production-y stuff, some of the interviews, that kind of thing, and then full-fledged for season 3. And yeah, it's an interesting concept because I know like a lot of people think with reality documentary style television.
We all know someone's writing something, but
Yeah.
how does it work? Where does it go? How does it come together?
It's a really interesting process, and it's so different than what I did during my previous television career, where it's like I was out there shooting, then I come back and I write it and I edit it, and then
I would-
2
dare I say-
hours later,
Yeah.
It's
Dare I
on
say
television.
that's the traditional way.
exactly.
Yes, okay.
This is you kind of, for each episode, there's 6 episodes in a season, and each episode you sort of want, well, it's not sort of, you need a theme that goes throughout the episode. So we basically film for the entire summer. We're there essentially every other week for like 3 days a week, just filming like crazy. And then there's always people on call who could go in and
Yeah.
and in something like
got a crazy animal
Otter
we're gonna go
in,
do,
or
yeah.
someone can go in and film that. Throughout that process, you're monitoring it, and it's like keeping track. What are the interesting stories? What are the interesting animals? Because it's the blend of people and animals together. These people, hardworking people, a lot of them are volunteers, a lot of them are students who are working for not a ton of money, just putting everything they
Goodness
can.
of your heart, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
trying to keep these animals alive and trying to get them back to the wild. That's the ultimate goal. And so over the course of last summer, storylines emerge. And so you end up with hours upon hours of footage.
Imagine the
So,
editing. Oh,
yeah.
the editing, dog. Oh.
For my first episode, I had skunks. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. I had a muskrat and I had ravens. Those are my 2 animals.
I love ravens. I
Yeah.
love crows.
My episode was called Learning to Fly. So, because it's all about
Oh,
a lot
I
of the
love
senior-
that, man.
It's a
So
great
sweet.
song.
Yeah.
A lot of the senior people at Living Sky decided to take a step back this year, so Jan really has to rely on a lot of the newcomers, the newbies.
Oh, boy.
So she's got to empower them, she's got to train them, but
Dude, I
she's
just
also
got
got to
it.
make sure the animals are being well looked after and stuff. So that
Learning
was
to
essentially
fly
the theme.
isn't just for the birds.
Yeah.
Ah, metaphor for the
There it
people.
is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you got
God,
it.
you're next
Yeah.
leveling already. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
That whole thing fell apart on the second episode, but I won't.
It
We
sounds
I
great on
came
paper.
up. That episode's called Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and none of those things are in the episode anymore. That was like the original one when it was going to be about like the heat of summer.
Oh, yeah.
And it was going to focus much more on an injury that someone had,
Oh,
and so.
no.
And so I remember a couple of times over the course of the year, I was saying, yeah, we should maybe come up with a new name for episode 304 because it doesn't really have anything to do with blood, sweat, and tears. And yeah, we should do that.
Real
yeah,
quick on
it's,
that, eh?
You
Yeah.
should look in your next Monday's episode is definitely called Blood, Sweat, and Tears for no reason.
So it did stay, though.
It did stay. We never came up with a better title. So anyhow, back to your original question of how you write an episode. You go through and you essentially have to find the things that will not only tell a compelling story, but will tie into that overall theme, the learning to fly, the newbies getting empowered in the case of my episode in particular. So we have this muskrat that came in and it had a big injury on its butt, on its
no.
buttocks.
Watching too much TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they had to try and get him all healed up, and he was always trying to escape and stuff, and lots of just tune in. It's a good episode. And then the ravens. There's one raven that won't eat on its own.
No.
Like they were like just trying to cram food in it, but they have to before you release them, they have to be able to self-feed.
Yeah, they have to be able to survive.
Exactly. So that's a lot of it, and so you find those things, and then you have to kind of weave them together, and it's a real process. And I was terrible at it with my first effort, but luckily I didn't get fired.
Hey,
Probably because
here,
Jackie's
here.
my best friend. No, I'm just kidding. But then we have a story editor in Vancouver. He helps us. And it goes through like 10 different versions, and you work with an actual editor, and they do the editing, and it's a
Neat.
wild process. It's a lot
So
of
much going on.
So the writing, like you're not necessarily like writing out a script.
No, you
or
are.
You are? Is
Yeah.
it like a narrator script, or
Yeah,
is it like
so
an interview?
Basically, everything that you
script?
see in an episode, that's
Yeah.
going into a script. So it's like there's no real voiceover in it. It's all the whole story is just told by the people on the show. So which is a combination of
cool.
stuff that like OTFs, we call them, on the fly. So it's like those are interviews you're sort of doing while things are happening. And then we also have interviews that we do that accompany it, which help tie things together narratively.
So you didn't write this before and then went in to do interviews. You filmed everything and then.
The interviews
Edited
are kind
together?
of the last thing you do.
Oh, okay.
So what we want to do, and it's one of those things where how much do we need to talk about how the sausage is made?
Yeah, no, of course. Don't feel like you have to give us everything.
No, but I mean, I want to make it really clear everything that we're putting on the TV screen, that actually happened. Like,
Yeah.
this is all reality stuff. We have to find a way to tell that story.
Yeah,
and
this
so,
isn't Big Brother or any of that
yeah,
stuff.
we're not
where-
like
yeah, I got you.
manipulating things.
Exactly.
But the interviews that we do, which are the last step, that's kind of where you go, okay, I need Jan to summarize the 7 hours
whole
of
thing.
footage in
Gotcha.
15 seconds.
Okay.
So I'm going
now
to write that for her.
this makes it a little bit
Yeah.
more clear to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes way more sense because that's way more feasible. Like you
Absolutely.
can't be sitting there with a 1,000-page book of script.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, everyone read your parts, and like there's no table reads, but you're
Right.
sort of within what's going on. You're saying this is kind of like wrestling. When you're, of course, always goes back to wrestling. When you're wrestling, you're in the back, you're talking about your promo, what you got to do, and all they say to you is, okay, here are the points you need to get across. You
Yeah.
hate that guy because he burned down your house and you're going to murder him, okay? And then you spend a minute saying those points, but in your own way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're completely right.
always
always comes back to wrestling. Sorry, I just was trying to come up with a George the Animal Steel joke there, and it didn't happen. Ah!
Dude, that's okay. There's not too many jokes. It's just a hairy guy with a green tongue that ate turnbuckles. You know?
And he was in the movie Ed Wood.
That would have been the joke. There's something in there. I'm sure he's in a bunch of movies. Just thinking about George the Animal Steel, because he was one of the first wrestlers I ever remembered remembering.
He was such a
good.
character, and he was a Detroit guy, I think. And
That would
so
make sense.
I remember because, of course, growing up, we got all of our cable channels from Detroit,
it.
which I guess we still do,
Yes,
most of
we
them.
do. Yeah.
And so he was always on like
That's
the,
it, the local
WDIV with
wrestling,
Bernie
yeah.
Smilovitz.
Oh,
and stuff,
look at us
yeah.
showing our age. It is the all the way around table. As no Curtis Anderson, no Adrian the Canadian, and no Coach Mazer, aka Coach 1, Coach 2, And Avatar Anderson, I thought that was a really good nickname. And
It was
sort
a
of
good
took it away. But
I kind of ruined that by actually coming on the show because he was
You
the
and
avatar for
you.
me.
Yeah.
So sorry, CA.
Hey, that's a good trade. I'm happy with what we
thanks,
got
brother.
in return. So that's very good.
I got to find out what coach ended up calling his baseball team.
Yeah, that's a good question.
He
What were
should-
the options again? There was some
There was
like swamp
the
donkeys,
Freaks,
I think.
the
or-
Busters, because it was all like Giants related.
Yes.
There was the Mad Bums.
Yeah, from Madison.
What was the one I can't? Oh, Pandas was the one I
Yeah,
liked.
Pablo
Pablo
Sandoval. Love those big guys. I always say I love a good fat guy out in the baseball field. Man.
Big beefy baseball
That's
boys.
it. Ooh,
Speaking of that,
yeah.
Did you see Alan Roden running into Rowdy
Yes.
Tellez at first base?
I thought you were going to say Rowdy's 3 dingers he put up
Yeah,
against
Rowdy
the Jays.
had an
but
interesting week.
No, that roadblock he put up. And then the
Where's
next day,
he?
another guy,
Yeah.
Luis Arise.
Yeah, and he's like on the concussion list.
It was bad.
Are these like big dudes or what?
Well, Rowdy.
Rowdy's a big beefy
Yes.
baseball boy.
He's awesome.
Yeah?
He's a former Jay who
Yeah.
since left the organization. Then they were just in town, and he went 3 games in a row socking dingers. Like, no doubters.
So like
Amazing stuff.
how tall is he?
He's not super.
He's not
tall.
as
Like
tall
he's probably
as
like
he is
6'2",
wide.
but
Yeah.
like
Oh,
he
yeah.
is like a
He's a
solid.
Like
Like this guy,
classic-
Alan Roden from the Blue Jays,
he
who's
like-
like, I don't know, 5'10",
Yeah,
200,
speedster.
ran into him, and it was like Rowdy had been hit. He was like, what
fly.
happened?
There was a
and he
fly
just
that
kind
he
of like
swatted,
walked
yeah.
away.
This guy ran into him?
Yeah,
and he
at
just
first
didn't
base. The
flinch.
throw was a little bit offline, so he had to like adjust, and so he caught in the runner's base path, and yeah.
Blew him up.
Okay, so this
And
guy's a big dude
He's a big dude
Yeah.
socking dingers.
and he plays first base.
Yeah. And he's a
Oh.
former Blue Jay. But the thing here, see, and we can hop on this real quick. 2 days in a row, we had incidents at first base
Yeah.
with guys trying to beat out throws. So when you're at first catching a ball, like the bag is technically yours, so you have to stand your ground and go when it's up to the runner, I believe, to not run into you. Is that
Yeah,
how it works?
I mean, the
Can you-
runner I think is entitled to their base path. I kind of thought Rowdy.
Was he in the way, impeded?
I thought so because he was stepping
It
across
felt
the
like
bag.
it. I thought, and that's why I thought the rule was not what was the way I thought it was. Like he
Yeah.
had the lane because he just stood there. It's like no problem here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make sure the guy gets out of the way and he's out.
Everyone was just making sure Roden
Yeah.
was still alive.
That was, and yeah, man, a very scary incidents.
Yeah.
So now the talk has bubbled up yet again about putting a safety base
bag,
on first,
yeah.
the old safety bag where they each have their own bag and then you time it out. So that might be something to look into with all the rule changing. That's
Okay, but second base
around.
isn't.
no,
You can
it's just
block
up
second.
first.
You can block second base.
Technically,
Well,
See,
yeah,
there's
actually
all these
can.
little things.
They've changed that very recently. Actually, it's
Yeah.
a really good question, Callum. They've changed the rules a little bit. You're not really allowed to block the bags anymore. But the difference at second and third and home is you can slide into them.
That's
I mean, you can slide into first.
That's right.
But
You. Oh, I thought you couldn't.
you
Oh, yeah,
can,
you
but
can.
it's not advised
frowned
because you can run through first and you'll get to the bag faster if you just keep on running.
I see.
But people do slide into first and always end up getting hurt.
That's it. And the other idea with sliding first is dodging a tag. If the
Yeah,
guy's not coming
right.
down the bag, you can smack it down, so you're trying to get out of the way. Either way, baseball talk. I do want to say a very, very happy birthday to my grandma.
Happy birthday,
My
Grandma.
grandma's birthday today. She broke her ankle on
Oh
Easter.
no.
Oh no!
So she's been in the hospital. I got to talk to her on the phone today. She doesn't have her own phone, but mom and dad were there. And I got to wish her happy birthday, but I wanted to make sure I did on the show as well. So a very happy
Absolutely.
birthday to you, Granny.
Get
I
well
hope you're feeling
soon.
good. Get well soon indeed.
Yeah.
Holy
I
smokes!
think 94 years old, and she just
Wow.
she twisted up her ankle. So
Yeah.
she's going to be at City Hospital for a while. See, I'm going back to City Hospital. Remember when I was saying, man, you know what? Everything got way more stressful when I stopped having lunches with you twice a week at City
That's
Hospital.
right, yeah.
And all of a sudden, Granny gets in there, so I get to go have lunches at City Hospital again.
Well, you know what? No better place for her to be.
That's it. Well, and that's the thing, man. We
Yeah.
had it's like as good of a time as you can have when a guy is going through.
Oh,
tragedy.
just like
It's the best.
great medical
Yeah,
care. at City
everyone there,
Hospital.
so nice.
Yeah.
It's a great time. So,
That's
I was
great
there
to hear.
today.
of course you were physio.
Yeah.
How'd you do? Swim again?
No, today I was stretching.
Oh,
Yeah.
how'd that go?
Good. I've been trying to like learn what sort of stretches that I need to do, like at my house.
Yeah.
So
Self-maintenance stretches.
Yeah. So my physio went through all the different stretches I could do, and then that my wife Laura can help me with.
We love her.
Some stretches I can I'll be able to do, but and then some stretches I'll need
When we
an
say
assistant to help me
stretches,
out.
Are you in the chair, or are we like on a bed, or on a floor, or where are we stretching?
Most of them are on I do it on a plinth, but it could be on my bed.
Okay.
Yeah. Stretching my legs, hip flexors, kind of like most stretches we would have do anyways.
yeah.
But
Well,
I
you
got to
say
do
one
it
of-
differently, right?
One of the biggest things about your situation now is that, all of those muscles and everything that you don't have control of anymore can just, if you don't take care of them, can just start going all Willy Wonka and see you later and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, right?
Oh yeah, there's like a lot of maintenance that I still have. I should have been doing before.
Uh-oh.
Everyone should be stretching.
Yeah, well,
but now it's like more important that I stretch, mainly because like I'm sitting in a wheelchair all day.
Yeah.
And so I gotta keep myself, keep my muscles as
I was trying to think of the word, like atrophy?
Yeah,
Atrophy?
yeah. Just like, I guess, healthy, let's say.
Yeah.
And it helps other things like spasms.
That's
that I'll get.
thing.
Like I get a fair bit of spasms still.
It always creeps me out because we'll be loading you out of the car and I'll see you're not touching your leg in any way, and I'll see it go, and I'm like, Cal, your legs, Cal. I'm like, oh no, wait a minute, that's just a leg being a freaking leg. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta let it relax for a bit, and then you can move it around.
It's so weird how that all works. And I always forget the name of the pedal thing that we want to get you. Do you remember that thing?
FES bike.
Yes. Are you still hitting that thing up?
I do at the field house twice a week.
And how do you find? Does it help at all with anything yet? Or
yeah, I think so. I think you got to do it on a regular basis, is what all my physios tell me.
Yeah, and that's like the electrodes that make them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of research that is saying right now that even though I don't know a technical term for it, but like all my legs that I can't use anymore, by me making them move still and making them, use the muscles, it's really, really helpful for the rest of my body.
Yeah, and it's just to help you manage throughout the rest of your life, right? Like, you don't want these other issues coming up because you're like, oh, well, I can't move them anyway. Let's just leave them alone. You know? Like, there's a body there that you got to take care of still.
Oh, for sure. And they, surprisingly, my legs still are a big part of how I move around. Yeah, right. Like,
just very different.
I got to pivot off them. So I kind of refer to them as my anchors. So I got to anchor my, I got to anchor my legs.
Yeah.
And then I can use those as like almost like a fulcrum to lift my body from, different surfaces to surfaces. It's so weird, dude, man. It's so weird.
The fact we're having this conversation right now, like if I were to look back, was it mid-November was when the accident happened? Like a couple of weeks before that, you were in here. We were doing water sliding bros. Everything was fantastic. We were having the time of our life. It's like, oh, we're gonna get this beer review show going. It's gonna be so awesome. And then that happens. And then after it happened, going through everything. And by the way, this is a great promo for Recovery with Cal, because this is what the show is us talking about the experience of going through all this stuff. From that moment of jubilation with you, me, and Benji in here doing this show, and then to go into getting a phone call, and then to go into and seeing you in there, I thought it would be years and years if we ever got to a point where a conversation like this could happen. And you talking about using your legs as a fulcrum, a word I've never heard before.
Hopefully I'm right with that.
No, I think so. I think a fulcrum is like the thing that if you have a lever, it's got a fulcrum.
There you go.
Okay,
like the fulcrum.
That's
is
right.
This.
You did it.
Yeah, all right. Let's go with that. Simple machines.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's so crazy to think about that. Like, we're already at this point that I thought we may never get to.
Sure.
And it's just a testament to your progress and how well you're doing with all this and your team. And it's just, it makes me so happy that we can feel this way.
Yeah, thank you. My physiotherapist brought it up today as well to me that, part of recovery is like you can't just be complacent with being good in a small space.
That's right.
Like you gotta want to get back into life. You gotta want to do things, explore things.
Yes, sir.
And I'm really fortunate that through my whole recovery, I had people, friends and family, and good medical staff to help me along this journey. And when we talk about, you talked about writing in your episode, I was really intrigued because with this podcast that I'm working on right now, and I've been doing writing as well, and a lot of reflecting. There's themes that come out
Sure.
that I never would have
present themselves.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have really thought about it until going through that whole process, and it is really an aha moment, and it's energizing in your creative juices to be like, just to find something like that. And it's like, hey, like this is a gem. You know what I mean?
Can I don't want to, because I don't know you super well, like we're just kind of getting to know each other. I don't know your whole story, so I don't want to tread on anything that you might not feel comfortable talking about, but I get the feeling like you're very willing to talk about
open
this,
book.
which is amazing and good for you.
Yeah.
But that whole writing thing, because that is something that I'm interested in, writing that did you find just doing the act of writing, was that in a way a little bit healing? Did that give you a little bit of like on the mental side of things?
Yeah, I never journaled in the hospital, but working on this project, I went back and I started to rethink of it. And part of my recovery process, and like kind of like what you're speaking to, is I reflect on it. I think of all these things I've forgotten or have now discovered, and for me, when I take it from my mind and I actually physically put it down on paper or type it into on the computer, like it's like stress relieving. You know what I mean? Like it pulls those parts of maybe some weight from my mind or weight from myself, and it for sure is therapeutic.
That's amazing. That is really cool.
The whole show, and I'm so pumped because I co-hosted with him, so I know what's about to come for you to enjoy, and it's like it's so raw and it's so emotional, and better than anyone, being a person who writes and has been around media, you can't recreate that stuff. Right. No matter how hard you try, you can't recreate any of the stuff that is like just peppered throughout these episodes that he's doing. Like we won't spoil anything, but the conversations that are had and the way it's presented is just so well done. And the second I got the phone call from my buddy who told me what had happened, for some reason my brain went, oh no, that's horrible, I'm very sad too. Okay, now I've been following universal signs my whole life. I've literally built this studio with accessibility in mind so I could bring our friends from Elmwood and from Cosmo in here and start doing stuff. I gotta make sure that I keep following whatever this is, because he will thrive. I knew in my brain that he would thrive in here, and he not only would he thrive, he would need to thrive, because he's gonna need something. And so when he came to me with the idea for Recovery with Cal, it all made sense. Like, there's the universe again. That's why we're doing it. Get him in here. Let's go. Let's introduce him to the people. Let's let everyone understand what's happening. And let's all go on this ride together, because knowing him and knowing where he comes from and what he's about, I knew that it would be something special. And we're so excited to get this bad boy
Can't
launched.
wait.
It's going to be just incredible. And sticking with that theme before we head out, as this is the All the Way Around Table, the special Seahawk and Simon Hyde edition, you, my friend... Was this the longest time you've ever spent at home back in Prince Albert over the Easter weekend?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of like writing, my wife gave me a book yesterday and just wanted me to sit down on the table just to do something. And she said, write me a love letter.
Oh, by the way, Laura, best in the universe. Love her so
and
much.
I don't know if it's what I wrote is going to be a love letter, but it kind of ties into what you're speaking to. And for me to write something was like an emotional experience. And I was reflecting on that, yes, this has been the longest time that I've been with my family. So I've got a wife and 3 daughters.
The best.
And it's been the longest time I've been with them in half a year.
Wow, that's insane.
And it's been like 4 days.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so crazy.
Man, were you like, oh, I've had enough of these guys. Get me out of here? Obviously not. But that's
so
crazy. Man.
Yeah,
they must have been so
this
happy,
weekend's
dude.
been fantastic. They came down to Saskatoon, spent a few days with me and my my immediate family. Yeah, my giant family here in Saskatoon. And then we went back up to PA and stay at the new place. Still work in progress, still construction going on there. But it was awesome, like
It's your family.
Just like hang out with my kids, and it's so strange that you talk about flourishing, like me, like maybe I am, I don't know.
You're flourishing.
I still grieve every day about my situation, but I look at my daughters and my wife, and I'm like, man, like they're flourished, like they're flourishing. I'm sure they're still like saddened, of course, but like
they rally around.
Like I can't believe like how much my girls have grown up, like, and they're doing all the responsibilities that I used to be taken on at home, like.
And that's a testament to you and how you raise them.
Yeah, I
right?
suppose.
That's what it is. The MPT,
and my wife, right?
But I don't say you personally. I mean you, as in you and Laura, that team. I call them the MPT. I think that's my new nickname for them. Nixie, Petra, and Tegan. The MPT crew. So the MPT posse, whatever. Again, have you seen this yet?
No,
have you got to meet Mini Maggie?
No.
Oh,
Mini,
man.
it's totally a Mini
So
Maggie.
this is a Mini Maggie made with Maggie's hair. And his daughter Nixie made this. And the best part, Simon Hyatt, 3 legs. 3 legs.
Amazing.
And so Teagues and Petra got to come in, but Nixie didn't, so she made this. And this stays right here now till the end of time as our Mini Maggie.
That's so
which
fantastic.
Is very, very cool. So it's the MPT, that's my squad, that's my crew. We're going to get them in here more. And I keep saying they got to start their own show because they're absolutely hilarious. We love the girls so much. So you had the big, 3-day weekend at the new place, or 4 days in PA. What did you get up to there? I want to know what a typical, because we know what you go through here. You do your physio, you do this, you go on an adventure, you do all that. What goes on when you're home?
Like part of my struggle when I go to a new place is trying to get myself comfortable with moving around. Yeah. So I'm still, even though it's my home, it takes me a little bit of time to get comfortable with it. So, I'm trying to get comfortable with the moving around. It's a beautiful place. It's going to be really accessible for me. But there is still some nerves that I got going on there. Yeah. But what do I do? Yesterday, I've been trying, we're still moving in and organizing.
You weren't
and setting
trying
stuff
to help
up,
out with all that stuff.
I try to help out. Yeah.
You did.
So I went through a couple boxes of things. I went through my memory box. My childhood memory box.
Dude.
And to decide okay, what am I gonna what's spark and joy that I'm gonna keep? What's it's time to move on. And funny enough, I had a bag of sports medals.
Here we go. Wrestling.
So no, there was no wrestling medals in there.
The only
actually.
sport that you actually did go hard with, you had no medals for?
I had the medals that were in there were judo medals.
Okay.
Because when I was young, I did lots of judo. And soccer medals, you know what I mean?
I had no idea.
Yeah, like playing outdoor soccer, indoor soccer, that kind of thing.
Crazy.
So it was kind of neat to go through all back through memory lane.
Hold on. What color were the medals?
Well, I think they're kind of a goldish.
I always used to think bronze looked pretty goldish too if you got it in the right light. I'm with you. Okay.
I think that's more more the case. Yeah. I do know I won provincials when I was a boy in judo.
Amazing.
Wow. Yeah, so I think there's at least one gold in there.
Why the hell did the judo stop?
I transitioned into wrestling in high school, so that was kind of probably one of the reasons. Or I did things. But here's a question for you guys. What do you have childhood medals that you have kept?
I have a few, yeah. I didn't win a ton of them.
Man, I had so many to the point where I used to proudly display them until I was told that it was lame to do. So they politely got put away. But lots of hockey ones, lots of baseball, Adrian the Canadian, my coach. So our 3 coaches, Tom Deutscher, Adrian Belarzon, and Jason Mazie. Coach Kamatu's older brother. Those are my 3 coaches for baseball. And we went to Western Canadians that year. So we had provincial medals, we had Western medals, we had a couple tournaments that we won. That was the one year where I actually collected hardware. Not because of me personally, but because I was on sort of an all-star team, because we were a mix of the Cardinals and the Braves, which brought 2 teams together to make one super team. And that's how we did so well. But besides that, lots of what's it called? Participant trophies.
Sure.
Lots of
Showing up.
participant
Some
trophies.
ribbons in
Yeah.
there?
But it was baseball. Like I played them all. I played baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Never good at any of them. So that 1 year really stands
if you're making a
out.
provincial team going to Westerns,
We've
you
talked
gotta be
about this.
okay.
We've talked about this. My main man Buntis and I, we were the bench warmers, and our only job that entire year was to keep the bench happy and healthy, slapping butts, cheering people up, trying to steal signals. I mentioned before, I was very good at picking
You
up
were
signals.
Cal Raleigh.
That was it. I was the guy. Yeah, that was okay.
Another thing from the JV.
Man, we have so much. Yeah, real quick. Am I the only person here who doesn't give a crap if you're stealing signs? Like, I feel like it's a part of the game. And if you can be good enough to transcribe whatever it is they're doing, not only should it be encouraged, but you should be rewarded for being good. It should be like another position.
I think two things can be true.
Here we go.
I think, yes, Cal Raleigh, he claims he wasn't sending signals because, of course, that's what he's going to say.
Jose
so
let him know pretty quick. I
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
It's
Yeah.
a thing that happens all the time. I'm
It's
fine
baseball.
with it happening in a, as long as it's not technology and
Yeah,
garbage cans.
as long
being
as you're
banged
not
sort of
the
way.
Astros, I'm with you.
Yeah,
That's way too much.
if you're able to pick up signals
Yeah.
on base and able to signal that, but I think I also get it from Jose's.
Oh, for sure.
like, hey,
it's,
you're-
it's infuriating,
Yeah.
but and the great Duremenda always said, and he's really bestowed, whatever the word is. He's put these things upon me.
Bastilled.
There you
From
go.
the,
Sure.
the Paris prison. That's what he's done.
Bastille Day, rush.
Bastille Day,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Okay, he put on, hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And if you don't like it, well, then stop it. You know what? And it's that easy. Because baseball, whether you like it or not, and this is fact, going all the way back, has a very, very, very rich tradition of finding different ways to cheat. All the way back, Gaylord Perry would have 18
Sure.
different things on his body at any time that he could use to scuff a ball. Everything.
Yeah.
If you shook him upside down, you'd see nail files, you'd see grease, you'd see sand,
Vaseline
all of it,
and-
everything.
Yeah.
It's to the point for me that it's become a part of the game. So if you have a guy like a Cal Raleigh who can say, hey, I know what's coming. I'm going to help my team out. I blame more him for getting caught.
Right. You got to be more subtle.
Like, if you're going to be really good at this, then you should be subtle. And hey, get back to me and say, hey, guys, I know what this is going to be. So just, like.
He's got to have his own signals.
Well, that's what, because he's, exactly. Have your own system so you don't get caught.
Yeah.
Because
And
it's baseball and there's always going to be cheating till the end of time. Because baseball incorporates it so well.
Everyone's looking for that edge.
That's it. If
And
you ain't cheating, you
they
ain't trying.
showed an isolation of Cal Raleigh on the base paths while leading up to that, because I think where Jose got tipped to it was there was a visit from the pitching coach, Pete Walker. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pete.
Great.
It does
Shout
matter.
out to pitching coach. Yeah, we love you, Pete Walker.
And you could see Jose kind of did a glance over, but then they showed Cal, and it was like, well, I don't know what. Like, it just looked like a guy
Something's up.
normally,
Yeah.
normally running the base path. So it was pretty subtle, but it was enough that someone picked up
picked
on
it
it
up.
from the Jays.
In case you're wondering what we're talking about, Seattle slugger Cal Raleigh. Apparently, between sock and dingers as well, him and Rowdy stuff sock and
Big
dingers.
Dumper, best
Yeah.
nickname in baseball.
about
Big Dumper.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
real. That's the real nickname. Apparently, he got busted.
Are you getting late breaking
Relay.
news here or something, Gary?
No,
You're
I'm just
dialing
getting
up
ready
your
for
IFB.
just hit
This
some
just in.
Frankie's fingers. That's it. Yeah. Sorry, that's just so I can hear it when we're playing out.
Oh,
And we have the
gotcha.
piano. Guys, we just
This is a pro
crushed
right
this. This
here.
went, we were talking before the show. I was like, what are we going to talk about? It's like,
Yeah.
we'll talk
Do
about
we have
staying
enough?
wild. Yeah, and again, we could go about 100,000 hours. Real quick, PA was a fantastic time, slept well, everything was good.
Yeah, I'm going
back?
back for the weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's sort of
Yeah.
like the next stage before we move to the next stage type of thing? You're going to start spending weekends back there?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be kids are off school this week, so
yeah.
and Laura's off work, so spending every day with them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, that makes you so happy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awesome.
Just even saying that didn't seem possible, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Incredible.
sure.
So happy. Simon Hyatt.
Yes, sir.
Staying wild.
Dan Wild.
Tell us more. How can people find it one more time? Be sure to check it out.
City TV Saskatchewan, Monday nights at 10 p.m. is the premiere. 6 consecutive weeks for all 6 episodes. If you're elsewhere in Canada, check your local listings because It varies. If you're in the States, check out Nat Geo Wild. Seasons 1 and 2 are on there, but it's called Wildlife Rehab, and you can find out all the information online. And this coming Monday is the second episode I wrote called Blood, Sweat, and Tears for absolutely no reason. Don't look for meaning behind the title of that episode.
I'm just happy we know somebody in our family, someone we love. I'm telling you, I love you, dude. I really do. Like, I love you so much. And we know a guy who wrote a show.
Yeah.
That's so
there's
cool.
like professionals up here, you know, and there's like well, I'm an amateur, but like
that's what makes it special, man. And in here we're all the same,
sweet
right?
mix.
That's what I love so much about this
It's so
place.
much fun.
All the love to our friends at Living Skies Rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Love them. And Dragon. We had a new episode yesterday of The Viewing Room, Black Bag. Be sure to check it out. Another great job, as always. Real quick, I wanted to ask you, $60 million? That was it for the budget? I didn't know they made movies that cheap anymore. Is that weird? Okay, I guess we'll leave that as a cliffhanger. I don't think anyone heard that. Be sure to check it out. Brand new episode of The Viewing Room, starring Adam and Ethan. They did Black Bag, and it's always a fantastic show, as we love The Viewing Room. We'll be back tomorrow. CTV's Matt Young will be in the house as well. There may be a couple other little surprises. I'm not really sure yet. But we're working on something. And it will be very, very cool. And I just heard the music end, so I am going to say goodbye as well. Have an amazing, fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Thank you again, everybody, and happy birthday, Grandma. We'll see you tomorrow.
Get well soon, Grandma.